17 stone of loveliness, Johnny Vegas. Look around you. It's Peter Serafinowicz. And their captain, Sean Locke. And facing them tonight, why eyelash? It's Jayne Middlemiss. From the US of A, Reginald D. Hunter. And their captain, Dave Spikey. Now, here's your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, it costs £164,000 to bring up a child in Britain? That's why I've sponsored one in Africa. It's only £1 a week. 16% of men use their uniform to impress women. Yes, I work in a toll booth. 39% of Geordies exceed the recommended daily allowance for alcohol. Turns out it's not an accident, they're just pissed. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Dave's team, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
The police raided this chemical bomb factory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right, in East London. Well, an MI5 informant said there was a device in the house capable of releasing a cyanide cloud. In the event, it was a Glade Wisp. And then they went in and shot somebody, didn't they? And they said it was in a scuffle, and it turns out it wasn't. 2 days later, they admitted that the policeman, his gloves were a bit too thick. He had these big, thick gloves on, and I think he's gone, against the wall, bang! Oh, shit, sorry. And his lawyer, the suspect's lawyer, said, when they came in, he said there was no freeze, there was no identification. We didn't even know they were police. Who did they think they were? They've got chemical suits on, they've got machine guns. Is it environmental health? You'll be mixing your household waste with your plastics again. I'm shooting up.
But the thing about the gloves was, I thought, they said, you know, like, gloves, you can use gloves, like have big, thick gloves as an excuse for being shit at the trumpet, but not for shooting someone.
And all they found was aspirin. Aspirin, that's dangerous. Well, they won't let you buy 3 packets, will they, at the supermarket? You try getting 3 packets through Asda, you can't do it. Or you might go out in the car park and kill yourself. Look at me basket, love, that's low-fat yoghurt. I'm not on the edge. You know what I mean?
They said that when they shot him, they said that he was wearing pyjamas. And you think, terrorists don't wear pyjamas. I think you'd be thrown out of Al-Qaeda for wearing pyjamas.
Police intelligence is a worry, though, isn't it? The statement they've made recently is, well, we can't find them, but they might still be in there, or they're somewhere else, or they never existed. Oh, narrowed it down, then. Fine.
I think the worst thing about this whole story was the police said that in these times you should get used to this. What, 300 blokes turning up and shooting you accidentally when you're in your gym jams?
I've always slept naked, and I've built 3 fucking atom bombs and no one's been round.
Well, that's your answer. Is it a top 5 talking point? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. The third most talked about thing this week is the increasingly controversial police terror raid that took place last weekend. I imagine that even the A-team couldn't have made a weapon with the stuff they found in that house. I got a Henry the Hoover and some silly bags. Stop your jibber-jabber. Sean's team, what have the nation been talking about this week?
The man on the roof. He was escaped from the police, and they trapped him in an alleyway or something, and he got onto the roof, and that was it, stalemate. And he was on the roof for about 12 hours, and they sent him up some lunch, some KFC, and people thought it was outrageous that police would spend taxpayers' money on KFC.
Do you want to have a look at the picture of this guy?
It's not actually very good publicity for Nike, is it? Because they probably airbrushed that brick out and put a javelin in there.
How long do you think they were planning to keep him up there?
But he was up there chucking tiles.
Yeah, he was chucking bricks off the roof.
Yeah, he was chucking all the tiles off the roof, so definition, it wasn't going to be that long a sitting before he ran out of a roof.
I'm very concerned about the media coverage on this, because essentially what the story is saying, that if you want to take a black man down off the roof, just send him up a bucket of chicken.
Right, that's your answer. Let's have a look and see whether it's one of the top 5 talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Yes, this is the story of a suspected car thief who bombarded police with bricks from a rooftop and was given a KFC meal by officers. One onlooker said, and this is a genuine quote from the Sun newspaper, "It's disgraceful. Some innocent people are starving while this chap is being served like a king." Is that the King of Peckham, is it? OK, Dave, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
It's got to be the World Cup. It started today.
Hey!
I think there's one thing the Sun has been really harassing, almost bullying people into having England flags. Like, if you haven't got an England flag, you're some kind of illegal, immigrant, treasonous, psycho, terrorist nutter, because you're not going...
Or Scottish.
Yeah. But it's got a bit out of hand, because like, I was at traffic lights the other day, and this bloke pulled up next to me and had England flags. He said, "Where's your England flag?" And I said, "Look, mate, I don't need an England flag. I drive a Rover." It comes bottom in every what car poll for handling, safety, economy, comfort. It's shit. I still bought it. Stick your flag up your arse. That is patriotism.
I'm gonna enjoy the World Cup. I'm gonna pay attention to it in a way I never have before. See, the thing is, America loves it when you win. But what's great about here, a few weeks ago I was walking past the pub and there's a bunch of people celebrating. So I poked in to see what was happening, and dude told me they were celebrating the West Ham game. And I said, "Oh, they won." He said, "No, they lost, but they played well." And also, 2 teams can play and draw here, and people will still can possibly be happy about that. In America, that's just 2 teams that didn't win. So I'm learning more about the culture, and what y'all see is good enough for victory or near enough. I'm looking forward to that.
Is it one of the top 5? Let's see if it's up there. It is, of course, the most talked about thing this week. The big news is Wayne Rooney is fit. Well, he's not. He's got a head like a potato. OK, Sean Locke, what have the nation been talking about? For anyone that doesn't know.
They've got, well, the language they use, they've got al-Zarqawi. And he was an evil ne'er-do-well. Yeah. He'd been a definite villain in a Dickens novel.
Where did the evil start? Did he, like, have a push bike when he was younger and go, "You can't have a go, my mum said"?
He was killed in a safe house. I don't think so.
I thought he was going to be treated.
The walls look safe, but on the roof, big finger like that. He's in here.
Well, let's see if it's there. Yes, this is the story that Iraq's most wanted terrorist, Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, has been killed in an operation by the US. Al-Zarqawi launched a terror group with $200,000 he was given by bin Laden. That was a hell of an episode of Dragon's Den. OK, one more thing to get fingers on buzzers.
I think it's the Heather Mills McCartney divorce that's been all over the papers. And it turns out that she's been doing a bit of porn when she was younger.
It's not porn.
No,
it's a sex manual.
Did Paul McCartney not know? Did he not know?
Well, he's claiming he didn't know, but I mean, surely he would have known
You
that.
would know, wouldn't you? You'd know, because you keep getting phone calls from Domino's saying, "Have you seen our pizza delivery boy?" We sent him out 2 weeks ago.
She wasn't doing that, though.
No, she wasn't doing
She
it.
was only oiled up, you know, with a German.
The Sun described the pictures as shocking and outrageous and disgusting and printed the pictures. I just thought that was rather hypocritical of the Sun newspaper.
Can I actually...
I might say it's a very good point.
They're not actually...
I tell you what, Peter, they're absolute bounders, those chaps.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, you
She
can...
had her knickers on, didn't she? I've not seen a picture of her pie. Have you?
Her pie?
Yeah. Like, nobody's seen that.
How from Newcastle
She's got
are you?
a pie!
Pie! She's got a pie, Johnny's interested suddenly. She'll break your heart, Johnny.
So they're sort of like going porn, 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 and then on page 3 they've got a bird with her tits out. How do they work that out that she's so bad and then they're printing...
Because she's doing sexy news in brief.
Then tomorrow, page 3, they'll have a page 3 girl who's going, I think it's great they've killed al-Zarqawi. I think it's going to completely bring stability to the whole Middle East.
Well, if, like, round our way, you knew a one-legged woman was coming into 50 million, you wouldn't be sitting around taking the piss out of her, you'd be buying flowers and fucking champagne. I'm not going to make fun of her. I hope she comes a-calling. Hi, you don't know me, but I've read about you lots. I come across as some kind of stalker, and I like your ex's music. I know you bring money round to mine, and we'll have a dip in my hat-sized bathtub. It means you'll basically have to have a bath sat on my head, but I'll use a straw and keep spitting water over you. Oh. Call me.
Well, is it one of the week's big stories? It's a shame the McCartneys are breaking up because they were so well suited. Heather is, in many respects, like a beetle, in that she's had a leg pulled off and she's kept going. So at the end of that round, I can tell you that Sean, Johnny and Peter have 2 points. Dave, Jane and Reg have 3 points. The next round is called The Poll with a Hole. We've looked through hundreds of surveys, past and present, from around the world and unearthed some fascinating facts. Unfortunately, each statistic is missing one salient piece of information, so it's up to our panellists to fill in the gaps. Here's your first question. The average person spends 2.5 years of their life what?
Is it Lost? 2.5 years Lost?
Watching Lost?
The average person spends 2.5 years of their life in Argos.
Searching through the catalogue.
Oh, no, that's easy, me. Thicko. Standing there while there's just 3 lads upstairs getting drunk, carrying one lawnmower going...
Is it 2.5 years of their life under 3?
Is it having sex?
Having sex?
Yeah.
2.5 years?
Yeah.
Well, if you added up all the times?
Yeah.
I'm up to about 15 minutes. Cooking.
You said it's...
Hang on.
Cooking.
He didn't say it right, but he did say it.
Cooking, I said.
Cooking.
Sorry?
Cooking.
What, sorry? Cooking? Well, I've got cooking, but I'll give it to you, Dave. 26% of brides-to-be what before the wedding?
Is it flying from Thailand?
What do you think, Peter?
Does it cover their tattoos with makeup?
Yeah. Or is it make sure they have at least one fat bridesmaid? Just the one.
That fat bridesmaid does serve a purpose.
It's to do with how you organise the wedding.
Planner, wedding.
Correct answer, Dave. Spikey.
Oh, brilliant.
Wait.
Yes, 26% of brides-to-be hire a wedding planner before the wedding. The good news for wedding planners is, thanks to changes in the law, they now get to get married themselves. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Sean's team and 5 points for Dave's team. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Sean, Johnny and Peter, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic. That was from the 1957 B-movie The Brain from Planet Arus. Your related statistic is as follows. 72% of Americans believe that in a war with creatures from another planet, America would triumph. True or false?
Independence Day, America won.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds, America won.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes, America didn't win. So I think if those documentaries are anything to go by, then 2 out of 3 sounds
You know my
plausible.
problem with Independence Day?
What?
They won with a laptop, yeah?
Yeah.
They managed to hack into the alien computer and bring down the spacecraft. I can't get my laptop to interface with the printer. Good luck with finding a SCART league for the ball.
My problem with War of the Worlds was there was no way to stop these aliens, and then suddenly they all just get a cold and they die.
That's the only way you beat them, though, isn't it? Like in the Triffids, they don't use conventional weapons, it's seawater. And I think the way to obviously beat aliens isn't with, like, normal weapons, is when they come down, they're on a lovely big buffet, right? It's all dodgy prawns, mussels that haven't opened properly, put a bit of chilli in the tiramisu.
I think it's true. I think it's terrifying, but it's true.
I think the
Sorry,
alarming thing
Peter,
about
can I
that...
just clarify? Aliens are not coming. They're not on their way. It's just a story. It's like a what if.
Oh, I see.
It seems like another one of them factoids that points to how dumb Americans are, which I don't have no problem with. 72% of Americans believe that they win in a war against an alien race. What it doesn't say is that 72% of British people believe that a draw would be good enough.
Sean, what do you think? True or false?
What it's saying is, are Americans thick? Yes, they are. Thick as pig shit.
Reg?
I hate being put in a position to defend America, so I won't.
OK, so you're saying that it's true, are you sure?
Yeah, I think it's true.
Well, I can tell you that, in fact, it is false.
Oh.
Only 16% of Americans think they would win in a war with creatures from another planet. OK, Dave, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
Hey, that new Superman film looks amazing, doesn't it?
That was the Star Love Dancers there. Here is your related statistic. 55% of women say they've asked a man to dance to try and work out if he'd be good in bed. True or false?
I think it's false. 2 words, Michael Flatley. He can dance, he'd be shit in bed, wouldn't he?
Why?
He never uses his arms, does he? So there'd be no foreplay, then he'd kick the shit out of you, wouldn't he?
Do you think it's true? Have you ever pulled anyone who's a good dancer?
No. But I do think if they're a good dancer, they can move their hips. Yeah, I reckon it. Oh, Jimmy, that's so horribly frightening.
Why do you pull your face, though?
You dance more like you've been hung on some railings, right?
Yeah, I do, ladies.
It's Virgil from Thunderbirds at a party, relaxing after they've saved the world.
I sit down and I'm brilliant. And the second I get up...
People think you're allergic to music, don't they? You're so bad. He's got a music allergy. Turn it off!
What are you going to go for?
I think it's true.
True,
I think,
I do.
well, men can't dance, generally speaking, and women are shit judges of men anyway, so...
Well, I can tell you that the answer is true. Yes, 55% of women have asked a man to dance to try and work out if he's good in bed. To be fair, dancing is a good indicator. I tend to dance for about 10 seconds and then I have a bit of a cry. So, at the end of that round, I can tell you it's 3 points for Sean's team and 6 points for Dave's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. I'm going to give the teams a series of opinion polls and it's up to them to buzz in and tell me who or what they think came top. Here is your first one. Britain's top con.
Crisps. Crisps, the biggest con ever. If you compare the actual weight ratio to cost of actual potato you get in a bag of crisps. It's disgraceful. In an average bag of crisps, there isn't even a quarter of a effing potato in there. Yet they managed to charge upwards of 45 to 50 pence for a bag of them. It's an absolute disgrace. It's a scandal. It's been going on for years. It's got to stop. I don't mind when they make a bit of an effort. They turn them into shapes like Monster Munch. Fair enough. You get away with that. You've done some work. Charge me a bit more. But you've sliced a potato, you've fried it, you put it in a bag. It should cost about 3p.
Is it Kinder Surprise? It's a top con, that, isn't it? It's not a surprise, it's a plastic toy. You know what it's going to be. If it was a mouse's head, that would be a surprise, wouldn't it?
No, then it would be called Kinder Shock.
Top con.
Is it those phone lines that when you phone you up, they say you've won a holiday? And you go, no, I've
No,
not.
it's the ones you ring up for sex.
Oh.
You are both right.
Oh.
But you got it first, so you get the point.
Woo!
Britain's top con is premium rate phone lines. Most embarrassing thing that can happen to a man on a night out.
Being with your friend in your flat, just kicking it, deciding to just eat a few aspirin, then 300 police officers kick the door in, and then they shoot your friend, and then you feel bad because your neighbor up the street is being bad and throwing stuff at people, but they gave him a piece of chicken.
I had a very embarrassing thing. I was in a restaurant once. I was on my own, and there's two women. They kept looking across at me. And after a while, about 4 or 5 times, I went, hi, like that. And they went, and they went, huh. And then I looked round, I realised there was a menu board above my head.
I've done that.
Oh, it's not me. That's horrible.
Is it having your flies undone?
Yes, correct answer. Yes, according to this survey, the most embarrassing thing that can happen to a man on a night out is leaving his flies undone. On the plus side, though, you do get your own seat on the bus. Don't you, Johnny? Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Johnny and Peter have 4 points, but Dave, Jane and Reg are the winners with 8 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. We'll see you next week. Good night. Hello, I'm Jimmy Carr, and that was an old clip of me. That happened in the past when I was funny. I'm still funny now. Come and see me live on tour. Join in. IRL. Yeah, kids.